Well, hey everybody, welcome to another Not Thursday. Well, I'm back. This is trip 3 to the State Colony Hospital for the Insane property. So if you don't know where I am, what I'm doing, please go back a couple videos to catch up. This was a mental health facility from 1902 to 1975, and it's been deserted since, open to the public. So that's the short recap. Yesterday we were up there. Today, we're going down there. So again, as I stated yesterday, I was looking at old aerial photos from 1938 of this place. You can clearly see that out there is still kind of open field. It's growing back. In the old photos, this was all open field out here, right about where we are now. None of this tree line was here. And as I fast forwarded through newer pictures, it looks like it started to grow back in the 1960s. So it doesn't take long for Mother Nature to reclaim what's hers. Huh. This is definitely an entrance. I think what I saw was there's a pump house out here. There's a, for water somewhere in this general area. Maybe we'll check it on the way back. I want to get a bit further out for now. Just popping my head in here because I saw this. Oh wow, it's a well. Oh, there's another one over there. Interesting little spot. Jeez. That's bizarre. It ain't no cellar hole. It's just a big hole. So, like I was saying yesterday, this place was a self-sufficient running organization, so they were using all the resources of the land out here. Wow, those wells are everywhere. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and more. They're all over the place. Well, it's not every day you see a fire hydrant out in the woods. Huh. Yeah, so while I'm spending so much time on the other side looking at fire hydrants and whatnot, there is the pump house. Wow. So a stone building, just like yesterday. So yeah, all these wells, which they're everywhere, were pulling water to this house. Hard to believe there's pavement under here. Huh, you hear that? Remember how I said the tracks the other day looked like they were still in service? They definitely are. It's actually a rare thing to see a train in service these days, at least around here. Well, this is just fantastic and completely growing over. All right, well, we're gonna head further and further. Again, pavement. You know, I bet you they weren't even dependent upon the town for water, judging by what we saw yesterday. And I mean, that's probably 10 wells I just saw on both sides of the road with nothing else around. So essentially with this stuff, we're looking at early 1900s build and essentially 50 years of, you know, commercial desertion, let's call it that. Obviously it's opened up for us to use for, you know, recreation, and I'm assuming by the cleared centered path the officials still drive up in here, but other than that, it's been a long time since it's been in use. Oh yeah. Which one do you think Charlie will choose? Obviously the older looking one. Wow, this one actually still has the utility pole still standing. And take notice, this is the first section today we've gotten into with stacked rocks. So this is definitely an older road than where we just were. Interesting old field. Okay, there was a house here in the 1800s. Very cool. Oh yeah, no doubt. Look at that. That is what we call the classic colonial bridge. All stone. And probably 250 years old. So definitely we're right on top of an old home site. Plenty of discarded rocks too. Nice. There's someone's old declaration. That's a clean carve. So, as you can see, there's no doubt this is a really old road. And I wouldn't be surprised if wherever the home sat hundreds of years ago, they probably filled in the cellar hole, just like the rest of the ones I've seen up here or around here. So cutting through the field dropped me back down onto one of the main roads. Beautiful sight. But that's where we want to go looking. There was definitely a cluster of what they called the cottages up in here. Wow, see, I was looking for that. There is actually, or was, pavement here. Wow. See, that is what is remarkably wild about, you know, what we do. So, yeah, during the early 1900s, there were buildings up here, but even in the, I think it was the 60s photo I saw, there was still probably 7 or 8 large buildings right here. You can't even tell. About all that you can see that gives you an indication is the stuff that would have been growing around on the grounds of these buildings. I mean, this is definitely probably what would have been behind one of them. It's clean. Fruit trees, flowers, but not a scrap of indication of a structure. Wow. Not like yesterday. There's some evidence. Big iron something. All I'm doing is heading further into the back down the hill. That looks interesting over there. That to me looks like vanity. Some type of, you know, outdoor decor. Some big ties. Not much else. So we'll do what we do. Get off the beaten path. Head into the wood line a little bit. Ugh, this is this deep. Great. I had just stopped up there for 10 minutes and picked the collection of ticks off of me. Wow, this is up to my chin. Oh, wow. Old ground. So, the cottages that were up there for the occupants, that was definitely on top of an old farm. And you can see where they were tossing rocks back here well before that. And I see that is Bernard's, or is that Sanford's? That's a late 1800s bottle right there. Huh. No idea. Gates maybe? A bunch of them. Yeah, this is definitely a dumping spot. Not necessarily a dump for the house before the colony. Window glass, shoe leather, coal, pottery. Huh. Or 1800s glass. Actually, most of this stuff is probably 1800s over here. Well, I just skirted the entire line down to here to see where it went, and this is where it went. Jeez. More old roads, more fields. One, two, three, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that I could see. 14, 15, 16, wow. 17, 18. You know, this is why I hate going through the grass. Ticks. Anyways, another fascinating explore today. And just imagine where we are. Only 50 years ago, there was 7 or 8 good-sized buildings up here. People probably working these side fields. Go back to the late 1800s. The old farmhouse still stood. It was probably even more wide open. And you go back to probably the late 1700s and somebody was settling here, clearing the land, tossing rocks, and look where we are now today. Just a nice big open park to walk through. And think how many people come through here and have no idea. They must walk out here and see a fire hydrant. You'd have to be puzzled. If you're not thinking. I mean, seriously, doesn't that look peculiar out in the middle of nowhere? It may to some, but for us, it's pretty awesome. Well, alright everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you like this little series of the old Asylum property. We are in the dead of summer. It's hot. So I'm going to put this place off for the fall time to come back and explore when we can see further out. Alright, get out and explore your world and enjoy your Not Thursday.